Mr. Speaker, as we mourn our dear colleague Elijah Cummings, I rise today to say farewell to a good man, a faithful servant, and a true friend. During the past 2 days, much has been said about Elijah. His life was well documented, although his humility prevented him from seeking the attention or the limelight, either in life or in death. I admired and respected Elijah. I looked up to him. When I was first elected in 1998 to the House of Delegates, Elijah was one of the first calls I got. He didn't call just to say congratulations, although his kind words meant a great deal to me, but rather he called to tell me about my responsibility to the people who I serve. Elijah told me, if you're going to be your best, you can only be so if you focus your work on empowering the people we serve. Years later, when I struggled with the decision to run for lieutenant governor, I called Elijah for his advice. During our conversation, he didn't tell me what to do, but rather Elijah challenged me to do that which best positioned me to empower the people. For Elijah, everything we did was about empowering the people we serve. In Elijah's first floor speech, delivered 23½ years ago, after winning a special election, he told us that he was on a mission and vision to empower people, to make people realize that the power is within them. Elijah, you did your job. You fulfilled your mission. Elijah was not an ordinary man who lived an extraordinary life. No, Elijah was an extraordinary man who did extraordinary things during his life, things to empower people. Raised out of poverty and through adversity, he achieved many successes despite the odds and the obstacles. A son of sharecroppers, he earned not only a law degree, but received 12 honorary doctoral degrees, all of which represent his dedication to empowering people. I, like so many in this chamber, was the recipient of Elijah's generosity. His greatest gift to us was the ability to challenge all of us to do better and not just to accept things as they are. Elijah would always say, "We're better than this." He led by example, taught us by doing and showing, and not just talking. Although his talk, his speech, his quiet advice, and most memorable, his powerful oratory were truly inspiring and matchless. When I ran for governor, Elijah supported me. What I'll always remember is not that he stood by my side on the stage on the evening of my primary election victory, but rather that months later he was standing by my side late into the night as I experienced a difficult general election defeat. That was Elijah. His support was unwavering, his friendship unconditional, and his encouragement uplifting. And when I successfully ran for Congress, Elijah and Maya were there for me and Carmen, ready and eager to help us prepare for the rigors of Congress. I thank you, Elijah and Maya, from the bottom of my heart for always picking up the phone, answering my texts, lending an ear, and offering a word of encouragement, advice, and support. Mr. Speaker, Elijah was distinguished. He not only mastered the science and statecraft of governing, but he was also conspicuous in the art of understanding and representing his constituents, the people of the city of Baltimore, their dreams and aspirations, their challenges and frustrations. Elijah possessed a keen intellect and understanding of government as a vehicle to empower the people. He possessed a radiant, remarkable passion that was both commanding and, when necessary, calming, as only Elijah could accomplish. Whether Elijah was wielding the gavel from his elevated position as chairman of the Oversight and Reform Committee, or whether Elijah was wielding a bullhorn on the streets of Baltimore City, in the community that he cherished and that adored him, Elijah was always leading at the intersection of intellect and compassion, bringing just the right mix at the right moment to address the right issues, and moved us and his people in the right direction. And that direction was always towards righteousness. History will be kind to Elijah, even when others were not, because Elijah did his work with kindness and compassion and with moral clarity. Mr. Speaker, Elijah closed his floor speech in April 1996 with a poem. He said, "I only have a minute, 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, I did not choose it, but I know that I must use it. Give account if I abuse it, suffer if I lose it, only a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it." Elijah, what you did with the minute that God gave you will last in eternity. Rest, my dear friend, rest well.